What's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. Your boy JP's Audio 0A coming to y'all with another build update for the one loud Grand Marquis. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, please consider subscribing or following. I would love to take you along for the journey because this channel is all about custom cars, not just car audio, but custom sound competitions. We go to car shows, and I am building a vehicle right now. It's a 1997 Mercury Grand Marquis. We're doing a big base build with 1610s, 82100s, and a whole lot more goodness. If you want to watch us keep building on this thing, make sure you stick around. So a little recap from the last video. So the car is at Car Audio in Texas, and it is fully painted. It is a Kelly green, and it is immaculate. We also have a full steel cage inside the vehicle. The port is inside the trunk, and we have all the wood baffles pre-cut, ready to install our subs. All the wood inserts are where they're supposed to be in the back, so we ended up painting the roof, and now we're getting to some really good custom finishes today. So the full color scheme for this vehicle is going to be tan and green, or that factory beige and green. I don't know what it is about that color green, emerald green, Kelly green. I love the color green. As a matter of fact, when I first got my RCA distribution box, this right here is called the Cock Box from Scott Bowman. At first, this color was this color, but after I seen what the car was actually painted, I said, hey, how mad are you gonna be if I need you to redo this? He said, hey, we'll work something out and I'll get you a brand new one. And man, he killed it on the color. This is the exact same color of the car, and I'm talking about, it's just nasty, but nasty in a good way. So in order to keep that same color theme going, we had to make some very hard decisions on where do we put the green and where do we put the tan. Now on the factory color, tan was pretty much all throughout the car, the seats, the floor, the headliner, all of that. So I wanted to keep that the same, but I wanted a lot of pops of green. Does that sound right? A lot of pops of green? A lot of pops of green. A lot of pops of green. So first thing we did is we had to address the steel cage and wood inserts that are going to be seen from the outside when you open up the rear doors. Me and Car Audio went back and forth on this a lot because he wanted to actually keep the steel cage shown, and I didn't want the steel cage shown at all. I'd rather you make everything seem like it's one panel and then you just paint the whole thing. But he was saying that he wanted to actually show the strength of the vehicle, and I was like, the only way I'm cool with that is if we can have Kelly green wood grain insert panels, and you do that texture coating that we did on the roof on the outside as well, so everything can flow. So that's exactly what we did. The first thing they had to do was actually body work all the steel to get it ready for paint, and then they were able to put a nice coat or a couple coats of that tan bed liner paint. Now this is not going to be the real thick stuff. This is very fine, and it just kind of gives it just that little bit more texture to the paint. And just look how much that pops, that tan beige looking color right up against that Kelly green right inside the door jamb. And now it's time for the wood inserts. So they took the inserts on the outside, take them out, and they actually used a green dye. Now I don't know exactly what dye he used, or what stain rather. I don't know if it's unicorn spit or whatever the case, but got done putting the dye on there, they went right to putting a lot of coats of epoxy. It looks like glass. Of course, after that dries, then we can put those inserts back in for the finished look. Now just imagine being at the car show, seeing this car, and it already has a really nice paint job, right? And then you see the back doors open. Now when you look inside the back doors, this is the first thing that you see. Kelly green wood panels, green wood grain, up against this OEM tan color textured paint, and then there's a 3/4 inch thick acrylic window to where you can see the subs on the inside. Pressure! And then it don't stop there. You walk all the way around from the front of the car to the side of the car to the back of the car where the trunk lid's up, and we do the exact same thing to the trunk. So you already know, since the port is inside the trunk, you're going to see that same steel cage port with the wood inserts. So we're going to keep the same color theme throughout the whole vehicle because we are not taking no half steps with this build. Now if you remember from the last time, I was showing you that the two pieces of wood that was being stacked on top of each other like this are just going to be the baffles. We're doing 8 subs on the top, and we're doing 8 subs across the front. Those two pieces of wood that I showed you were just the beauty panels, and those are the ones that's going to be dyed with the Kelly green, and then put the 2-part epoxy on it. And then we have like 3 or 4 layers of that Baltic birch that's right behind it. And you can see right here where the sub is flush. That's what I was telling y'all. Don't worry about what everybody else was saying. These subs aren't going to touch. We're not going to cut any baskets. None of that. We thought about all of this. Now, my builders did a couple builds not too long ago where they had like this arc or this really, really big stacked fabricated port, and I really like the way that those look. So we went back and forth just kind of talking about, hey, with this particular enclosure, do I need one of those? He was like, nah, you don't necessarily need it. And I was like, well, I kind of want a wood accent. My carpet is going to be the tan. On the dash is going to be tan. My A-pillars, my roof, my seats is a lot of tan. We do have a lot of pops of green, but I was like, I do want a little bit more of a green accent. Where can we do it? And I wanted to be stacked fab, because when you have that vaulted birch, it's like 6-ply or 12-ply wood, and when you look at it, there's different kinds of grain on the inside. So that Kelly green going across that grain and looking like it's dripping wet with that epoxy down, like how they do. I said, bro, I got to put it in there somewhere. We have got to put it in. So we came up with the arc that we can put across the top. Started thinking about, like, while we're adding this arc, we might need to put a bottom part on it too. So it won't necessarily be too tough like a loading wall, but it will kind of serve the purpose in helping direct some of the base that's going to where it'll help flow, because we don't want a lot of stuff going up under the seat. So that's going to kind of help direct everything. This is what we came up with. Bottom and top arc is going to be a full oval circle that's not a port. It doesn't act like a port. I think it's way too big. It's more like a window to the inside, if you could think about it like that. So this is not going to be a port, so it's not going to turn it from a tapped horn to a 6th order. It's going to kind of help enhance where the bass is going as far as direction, but not actually change the tuning of the enclosure. I hope I didn't lose nobody. So if you're looking at this picture, I want you guys to imagine the roof is going to be the same tan bed liner as everything else. This front part also going to have the same bed liner paint, but then you also have this stacked fabrication part on the top and on the bottom that makes a really big oval, and that part is going to be Kelly green. Stupid. It's going to be fire. It's flowing. You see how it's flowing? Everything flowing. Other than that, that's all that I have for y'all today. Unfortunately, even though I do have some more stuff, I kind of want to save that for next video, because I think I may have 2 more update videos for y'all before I tell you it's on its way home. At least that's what I'm planning on having. So we're not going to we're going to speak that we're going to be able to get it here pretty soon, but we are towards the end. Oh, as a matter of fact, I got all 200 feet of 8-gauge speaker wire that's going to be going from inside the enclosure to outside the trunk, and I'm going to only send the 8-gauge. Why would I only send the 8-gauge and not send them everything? Because I am an installer myself. I don't need them to install anything. What I do need is help with running wire from inside the enclosure to outside. I want that part already done, but that's why I kept this stuff. So this is going to be the 10-gauge speaker wire that's going to go from the subs inside the box to the 8-gauge, and the 8-gauge goes from inside the enclosure to the amps on the outside. I can do this part myself. I know how to drill a hole. I know how to seal it up, because this is something that I want to do with y'all. Not just do with y'all, do with my son. My son wants to do anything that his dad wants to do. So he's going to help me run this wire inside the car. He's going to help me run this from the front to the back in the engine bay and all that type of stuff. It's a way that we bond. He loves that green car just as much as I do. So it's I don't want to take away too many things that have to be done to the car away from him, because he's going to be able to help me with that. Also, I like getting my hands dirty, period. So, you know, I trust them to do the enclosure because that's what I wanted, but I don't need them to wire up subs because I do that every day. So we're going to do this part together. So if you're not following me on all the other social media platforms, I'm going to be real with you. I am on Instagram, Facebook, of course YouTube, and TikTok. I'm on all of them. Where you going to get the best bang for your buck? Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I don't mean to just leave TikTok out, but TikTok is just kind of like, they gonna get what everybody else get, if I'm just being honest. When I go live, I always go live on Instagram, but usually save it. I might try to upload that over here, but that's where I'm answering all questions, usually doing all my work. I'm doing that on IG. Now, when I post stuff on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook, but then there's also some things that I don't post everywhere else that I do post on Facebook. So to get the best bang for your buck from content from your boy, follow me everywhere but IG, Facebook, YouTube, them the top 3. Until next time, this your boy JP signing out, telling y'all keep going, keep growing, and have a blessed day. Peace.